Bring back the draft. No, really, it could save our country. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. In Bremerton, Washington, listening to KCBS. Hey, Fred, what's up?
KBCS. Good morning. I was listening to you earlier about the paramilitary people that seem to be all engrossed in storming the Capitol. I really want to see the draft come back. I was drafted. I spent, 4 years, 11 months, 28 days on the flight deck of an aircraft carrier. It didn't really ruin me, but I became more involved in the government and how it was functioning because I had a piece of my tail, in the fight. So you end up thinking differently. I really believe also that since perestroika, we got a lot of people here from East European countries that have a real different bent on what they think democracy is all about. But I really think they need to go back to the draft, Tom. I really do.
I agree, Fred. I agree. And
you get a better cross-section of America.
Right. Right. There used to be a congressman from New York who was on our program on a fairly regular basis. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah,
no,
Charlie Rangel. Fred, Charlie Rangel used to come on this show all the time, who represented Harlem in the U.S. House of Representatives, or that part of New York City. And this was his thing. I mean, I believe he was a Marine. He was a combat veteran from World War II. And his point was, the draft brought us all together. The draft, threw everybody in, and he wanted to bring back the draft with no exceptions, right? Or at least no unreasonable exceptions, so that rich guys like George W. Bush couldn't get out of it, basically. And I agree. But I would like to add to it. I think we should do it the way Germany does, or at least the way Germany did when I lived there back in the 80s. And that is that you have to give 1 year of service to your country. If you are opposed to military service, you may do that year of service in a non-military venue. In other words, you can volunteer for a year in a hospital or as a teacher's aide or something like that, but you have to leave your hometown. You've got to go someplace else to do it. They've got a system set up for this. And what it does is it expands people's horizons. It kind of wakes them up to the rest of the world. Gets them to know other people who aren't like them, and it would be a rite of passage. I mean, if this happened right out of high school, and then in exchange for that year of service, whether it's in the military or in a hospital, in exchange for that, you get a free 4-year college education or a free couple of years of trade school and a subsidy in the first year of your new job. I think Americans would jump at it, Fred.
Yeah. And I do believe also it would weed out a lot of derelicts. The people we're seeing right now.
What do you mean by derelicts?
Derelicts, people that don't go by the rules. I like to see some of these people that attack the Capitol. I like to see them, for who they really are. Like that guy that got in, who was you, from Vegas with the yellow hair, whatever that guy's name was. I mean, there's some real Looney Tunes out there. Yeah. And you put them in a uniform, you put them through basic, you can weed them out.
Right, and instead what we're doing is we've turned our military into the job of last resort, as the place that people who are stuck in poverty go. And so our military doesn't represent a cross-section of America like it used to, which is really unfortunate. I'm completely with you, Fred. We need to bring back the draft. And I know there are some people who go crazy when I say that, but, tough. I do agree, though, that for people who have a conscientious objection to military service or to the military in general, there should be a civilian alternative, and there should be a reward for it. You can do multiple things all at once with this.